Okay, first episode of the professional athlete's financial planning journey. First episode, we're going to title it Pre-Draft, Getting Your Mind Right. And the reason why I've got it titled that way is because really that's the only thing you can do is get your mind right. You know, you haven't been drafted yet, you haven't signed that bonus contract, but getting your mind right for a major financial individual, personal, athletic event like this, it's so underlooked, yet it's just so important. Because when you really think about the way, especially the major leagues, has gone, we're seeing windfalls of money to young kids. I mean, this could be anywhere from high school seniors at the age of 18, all the way up to, graduating seniors the age of 22, 23, and they're seeing monies that most people will never see in their life. And so, one of the best things that I really like to recommend with amateur athletes like this is to start to really think about um, how much money there really is out there and the opportunity that's available for you. And, that tends to range across a large spectrum depending on, how highly touted of a prospect you are, what draft boards are saying, because, 2020's MLB draft, we saw the first overall pick signed for $8.4 million. And sometimes you see, late 30th round guys, they say signing for a ketchup packet. Um, and so a lot of it's different, but at the same time, even something like a $50,000 signing bonus is more money than anybody at a young age has ever seen in their life. And they really need to start to think about, hey, how am I going to actually handle this? And that's where financial advisors and planners like myself and my team can really play a role in just starting to get you to clearly understand that. And the most important thing is how you can start to utilize those monies if they do come in the most effective way. And so the way that we've found to typically go about this is 1 to 2, normally two 30 to 45-minute planning sessions. Sometimes these are over the phone, sometimes they're over Zoom, sometimes they're in person, depending on where the athlete's located. And we're really just looking in that first meeting to just get to know the athlete. What we've found in the planning journey, especially with athletes, is their story is crucial. Understanding an athlete's story is really important when it comes to beginning the idea of a financial plan, beginning the idea of the possible opportunity of investing is really important when looking at their story, because there's just so much behind it. But it's also a really great way to build trust. And the way that we've found how trust can be built quickly with athletes is experience and relatability. And the experience side is primarily, centered around the idea that our team has worked with a good number of professional athletes here over the past couple of years. And the relatability side of it is, like myself, and I know there's plenty of other financial advisors out there that have played college athletics, and have been in those conversations. And it really helps from a relatability standpoint because we actually know what they're going through. And if you're a professional athlete, or if you're looking to be a professional athlete, I think that's something that you should really look for, because the people that you're sitting across from the table with, they actually know what you're going through. So that's kind of the first meeting. And then the second meeting is really centered around a couple of really important factors. The first being lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation, and I'm sure that people have heard of this concept, but it's really important with athletes because for most of them, especially higher level prospects, they're walking into a sudden huge windfall in money. And what the mind tends to do is it tends to spend what's in the pocket. And lifestyle inflation is essentially just the title of that. And okay, I'm in the middle of recording a video, but I'll start over. You're fine. Okay, and we're back. Sorry about that. My assistant Linda wanted to stop in and say hello. So now that we're back here, just kind of continuing on the lifestyle inflation idea that we normally like to talk about in our second meeting, is ultimately we're just trying to get these guys to not squander the signing bonus. The signing bonus is one of the most overspent portions of an athlete's overall salary throughout their career. And what we're really trying to do with them is trying to get them to understand that this money can be a great opportunity to make more. And in order to do that, you have to be very cautious about what you're spending on and when you're spending it. And so an idea that we really like to express with them is invest the principal and only spend the interest. And so that's just a really important topic that we like to kind of initiate and introduce into their minds, so they've kind of got an idea going into the draft. The second thing that we also like to talk about is just vague deal structuring. Because of NCAA rules and the rules surrounding amateur athletes, there's a pretty hard line as far as how deeply we can go into actual advisement, actual agreements as far as them becoming clients. And so what we really like to do is take a look at what they call slot values. And essentially what that means is for every pick in the MLB draft and for most of the other drafts across different sports, is each pick is slotted a certain amount of money for a signing bonus. And so what we like to do is take a look at where that current athlete is slotted at the present time, and we like to say, hey, this is going to be a situation where we want to take a look at how we may want to structure the payout of that bonus, because what a lot of people don't understand is, especially with the Major League Baseball draft, is once these guys sign, they don't just automatically get the money. Normally it ranges, and depending on the signing bonus, obviously, it ranges anywhere from 1 to 4 different payments across up to almost 2 years. And there's some tax advantage ideas as far as the structure of the payout of that bonus that can be really impactful depending on where the player currently lives, and where they're going to be playing over the next year once they do get drafted. And there's just a lot of kind of details as far as how we can save that client money over the long term with such a high payout opportunity, that can be really impactful and really helpful for that client as well. And then the last thing we like to talk about is gifting. A lot of athletes, a part of their story is their family sacrificed a lot for them to get there, and they want to give money back to those people for all their efforts. And in reality, there's a really tactical strategy to gifting because of gift tax laws and a lot of different just tax-based structures around gifting that most people don't understand, especially when they're walking into a large amount of money like this. They think that the best strategy is to just buy that house for them, buy that car for them, pay off that mortgage, and those things are awesome. That's what these players have been looking to do for 15 to 20 years of their life. It's what they've been working for, and we want to make sure that they can accomplish that. But at the same time, we want to do it in the most strategic way, the most beneficial way for them, ultimately. So yeah, that's the first episode, just looking kind of at the pre-draft mindset. Next episode, next Friday, that's going to be more about how the draft day actually goes, some of the things that we've seen, and some ideas kind of going into that first short season. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Talk to you Friday.